Welcome to the show.
If you're just joining us on live, we're on Trend Settings episode 50. It's our birthday. Thanks for joining us. We did 2 intros, so if you were lucky enough to see that, you're welcome. We are Group Settings. Now, we have topic number 2 we are up to. If you missed the live stream, you can go and subscribe. Friggin' me dead.
Wow,
That was not the time to do
Sorry
that.
about your
Really
ears.
gonna suck.
my hand. How cheap are these?
I'm glad it hurt your hand, because you hurt my ear.
Oh,
Please do it close to my head next time.
okay.
Topic 2. Trump. I hate Ye-Chan. But that's got nothing to do with
Let's talk about that.
All right, time for some fake news.
Hashtag fake news.
Fake news straight from the source. This time, this is weird. This is a weird story because it doesn't really make sense right now.
Right.
But Donald Trump Jr. tweeted emails that he sent to an English music producer or publicist, Rod Goldstone.
Good name.
He tweeted emails between him and Rod regarding meeting with a Russian lawyer who had information from the Russian government that on Hillary Clinton for the purposes of using for the benefit of Donald Trump during the campaign last year. That was all very confusing, but basically, you know all this stuff in the news about collusion with Russia?
Yeah,
How
Russia
they've
rigged
been
the election.
There was no collusion. We didn't have any contact. But then people keep coming out and saying, but I did meet this person who's really important, like Sergei Kislyak.
Yeah.
This was basically, like, this whole time, Trump has been saying, this is all fake news. There
Right.
was no collusion. This is driven by the Democrats who are sore losers, all this stuff. Apparently, the New York Times have gotten their hands on these emails that basically show Donald Trump Jr., who is Donald Trump's oldest son.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the first one. Who has time to think of a name, right?
Classic.
Donald Trump Jr. basically, who was pretty important during Donald Trump's campaign, pretty high up in the campaign circle. Apparently, he's got a lot of pull with the alt-right, like he's a macho man type figure.
Excuse me?
A macho man?
Macho.
Like Macho Man Randy Savage, right?
Yeah, he's a big game hunter or whatever.
Oh, right.
Like
Yeah.
Rambo.
Like a douche.
Nope, not like
What?
Rambo.
Like a douche.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for a little bit of context, it did happen like 4 years ago, this email, though, didn't it?
No, last year, June.
I thought it was the 2013 Miss Universe contest.
No, that's when he met the guy.
Ah.
So Donald Trump met this publicist.
Donald Trump or Donald Trump Jr.?
Donald Trump Jr. No, the Donald Trump Jr. met the Russian dude during the... No, sorry, yeah, it was the publicist during the 2013 Miss Universe competition. This publicist knows these Russian people who are friends with Putin. So this Russian oligarch, a really rich guy, his son is a musician.
Right.
Has some pretty fat beats. If you're into your like
Russian house?
it's
beats.
kind of like dance music type stuff. Anyway,
Good stuff.
pop dance. So
Darude.
I saw a bit of one song
Good beats.
on Stephen Colbert's thing. But so this guy, Emin.
Do you want me to read it out?
Eminem?
Yeah.
I'll give it a dramatic reading.
Eminem?
Okay.
So,
Just read out like the first two because it's not really that
Yeah.
much important.
Can I be Donald Trump Jr.?
yes.
You have to pass between years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
This is the email that he got in June last year, which is just after the Republican National Convention, which is when Donald Trump became the nominee from the Republican Party.
Okay, so the topic is Russia-Clinton-private and confidential.
This guy's English, so you have to read his stuff in an English
British
accent.
accent.
Emin
I was going to do Russian. I'm glad you said that.
Emin is it English?
No, the publicist who's organising
Right.
this.
So this is Rob Goldstone.
Yeah.
Rob Goldstone.
Robert Goldstone.
Please let me read the letter
jeez.
without interruption. Good morning. Emin just called and asked me to contact you with something very interesting. The Crown Prosecutor of Russia met his father Aras this morning, and in their meeting offered to provide the Trump campaign with some official documents and information that would incriminate Hillary and her dealings with Russia and be very useful to your father. This is obviously very high level and sensitive information, but it is part of Russia and its government's support for Trump.
What's that we do?
It's like I realised how incriminating it was while I was reading it.
Yeah, you realize, wow, that's really dumb. Why would anyone?
Let me read that
publish this
sentence again
themselves?
because I don't butcher it. This is obviously very high level and sensitive information, but it is part of Russia and its government's support for Mr. Trump. Helped along by Aras and Emin. What do you think is the best way to handle this information? And would you be able to speak to Emin about it directly? I can also send you this info to your father via Rona, wherever that is. But it is ultra sensitive, so we wanted to send it to you first.
On your
Best,
email.
Rob Goldstone.
Just to be clear, that guy just said, I've got information, or a contact who's got information who wants to help you. It's from the Russian government, and they're on board with your campaign.
Now, it's Trump Jr., not Trump.
Yeah,
I can't do Trump, so that's good. Is Rob Goldstein
Goldstone.
been dragged into all this? Is he in
Yeah.
trouble?
Well, not in trouble. Like, what would he be in trouble by? He's not
no.
he's not a U.S. citizen.
He can do whatever he wants.
Okay.
It's unclear who's in trouble and what, but yeah, do your thing.
On 3rd of June, 2016, at 10:53.
To be clear, this is less than 20 minutes after the first email.
Whoa.
In direct reply to the email.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. I am on the road at the moment, but perhaps I just speak to Emin first. Seems we have some time, and if it's what you say, I love it, especially later in the summer. Could we do a call first thing next week when I am back? Best, Dawn.
You sound more Trump than when you do a Trump impression.
So-
That was a much better Trump
Yeah.
impression than your normal
It's so
Trump impression.
weird that he says in the summer, hey?
Well, so the summer, it's their summer, right? So
Right.
it will end around August. Later in the summer means later in the campaign when it'll have more of an effect.
Okay. But the way it sounds is like, I don't want to go outside right now, but later in the summer, let's collude for sure.
He's not British.
No, so
That's American.
that's in relation to the campaign. And later on in this email chain, he basically CCs in Paul Manafort and Jared Kushner, who are the two top dogs in his campaign, in Trump's campaign. So they definitely knew about it, and that's pretty big information. That's a pretty important point because basically this like shows this is from Donald Trump Jr.
Right.
Donald Trump Jr. tweeted this out. It's
By
hard
himself.
to say that it's fake news
Yeah.
when you're literally just reading it for yourself what he posted, right?
And it's got to be the quietest his dad's ever been on Twitter about anything, right?
Yeah, so he's only come out like 2 days later saying my son is a good person or something like that. Like it was some crap that wasn't relevant.
But he didn't even say it. He said it through the blonde lady that everyone hates.
Hillary Clinton.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah. The press person.
Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders.
Not the blonde. Is she blonde? No, she's brunette. You're thinking of Sean Spicer's, but like the SNL Sean Spicer.
No, there's a blonde lady that always like defends Trump.
Melissa McCarthy.
Kellyanne Conway.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Melissa McCarthy's from Ghostbusters.
Kellyanne Conway.
Kellyanne Connolly.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Anyway, this is important because they've been saying all along, we didn't have any contact. We didn't have any. There was no collusion. This is collusion.
Yeah,
They're
I'm not
colluded.
sure how.
it sure seems like it.
I mean, obviously, people who are Trump supporters, they won't care because they're beyond like the point of facts influencing what they think.
But
This is
it's
from him.
yeah, it's a Trump person saying it, so it's not fake news.
Yeah, but like, I don't think they care. I think they've seen so much stuff on the Russia thing before this that
Yeah.
they've somehow been inoculated. They're like, oh, they'll just dismiss it, right? Because
Right.
there's so much news. There's been so much news about the Russia thing without like hard evidence or anything that I think it's just like it's just a pool of like mess.
Do you think they actually think it's fake news and that he didn't do anything, or that they don't care that he'd done anything?
I think it's they don't. Well, I think they genuinely don't think he did anything
Okay.
because he says he didn't do anything.
I would say they don't care.
And then I also think they don't care about it, but I think most of that not caring factor is they believe Trump when he says we'll get along with Russia.
In Trump we
They
trust.
no longer think that Russia is a bad guy, whereas everyone else is like, they're a foreign power. Why would you be okay with them influencing your election? Like, that's scary because politics in America is basically who has the most money, right? Who has the most resources. The Democratic National Convention does not have as much resources as Russia. So basically, if Russia's playing in this game, they have way more influence than, like, a political party.
Which, in like legal terms, isn't even talking to this guy, like engaging him at all illegal, like already.
I don't know for a private citizen. They're looking into it right now as to what laws he might have broken. This is the crazy thing, because they've denied that this thing happened all the way up until these emails came out. And apparently the New York Times had gotten their hands on the emails and informed Donald Trump Jr. that they were going to publish them.
Right.
So he preempted them in order to look like he was being transparent as opposed to being caught out.
Smooth.
I was about to ask, because the accusation is that he used information that was provided by the Russians that made Hillary look bad and lose the election, right? Is that illegal?
If it's not illegal, it should make people think, like, that's crazy. A foreign government was supporting the person who became president.
But
Right.
as a foreign government, wouldn't they always have a preference?
Yeah, but they shouldn't have that much influence.
Of course, but they can't influence the outcome.
But Russia's definitely been doing this because they've been doing it in Germany. They did it in France. They have figured out that they can use the internet, and I'm pretty sure they have like an army of like cyber people whose job is to sit on a computer and comment on stuff and look like they're different people, obviously. So they've probably got like one dude. Each dude's probably got like 50 accounts. Go on every YouTube page you can. YouTube videos,
information.
news,
Copy-
everything.
copy and paste
just
this.
And then
say
subscribe
crap.
to group settings.
Why don't
If
those
you're out
people
there-
comment on our videos?
No, we get plenty of hate
Got
comments. That's
We've gotten comments before.
it's either Nick Koo or a hate comment.
Pretty sure they were Australians, that ones. But anyway, yeah, this is crazy because you can't say it's fake news. I'm reading his own emails that he put out.
There's been one really funny part of this, besides like the fact that like what do you got to do to get impeached? But besides that, so this kind of reporter had a meltdown on Twitter.
Just quickly, he's not actually a reporter from the New York Times. Everyone was saying that he was, but he's not. He's just like a guy who's contributed before, and he was in the process of writing a book about this stuff. So he was researching this stuff.
So this is kind of like the process of his tweets. Tweet number 1. This is the dumbest and biggest crime in the history of American politics. There's not even a close second. That's pretty strong. He starts out pretty good. That's pretty accurate too, right?
This is
it
after Trump Jr. put out those emails.
And he said, I chased this story for a year. And he just tweeted it out.
There's a lot of dots here,
Yeah.
so every space is
Why?
actually in there.
Keep going.
Keep going. Alex.
I worked on this story for a year, and he tweeted it out. I tracked down sources, followed so many dead leads, labored over this, and then he just, tweeted out the proof. I'm not entirely convinced I'm not having a break from reality. Which, there's also...
Whoa.
I've got explosive coughing syndrome.
Oh,
Now,
ECS.
something funny has come out of this as well, is people are using his tweet to, uncover other stupid things. So it'll be like, I chased this story and he just tweeted it out, and it'll just be something like, I've completely forgotten. This is a dead point
Is
now.
it become a meme?
Yeah, but it won't be the Trump story. It'll be something like really silly,
like a cat eating a turtle.
Yeah, like
thinking
Power
cat
Rangers
as well.
coming back and things like that.
He himself said he wasn't having a meltdown. He tweets a lot, and he's quite like that's his sort of style.
His last name is Sexton too.
Hello.
Hello. He said he was just surprised that he tweeted himself. To be honest, though, if the New York Times had published these emails, they could have said it was fake news, right? They could have said, "Oh, how did you get it? It's a leaker, or they've been hacking, or something." They could have said so much to muddy the waters. Why did he?
Why did he
Tweeted
tweet
himself.
it out? It was so weird. Was there a caption to go along with it?
He said it. There was.
It was.
I didn't
can't
print it
remember
out,
what it was, but it was dumb because it was like him saying just to be like open and confident and like
Transparent.
even though he was only doing it because the New York Times said they were about to release it.
Oh, right. So he wanted to be the one to.
Yeah, so they could claim transparency. So
Take the
it's less
front foot.
conspiratorial.
He took the
But
front foot.
it's dumb
Yeah.
because now everyone you can't deny it. It's not fake news.
Yeah.
A Californian Democrat Representative Brad Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
He has
I love that
filed
guy.
an article of impeachment,
Yeah, I saw that.
so that's started, but it doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Nah, it doesn't mean it. Look, at the end of the day, impeachment's not going to happen
Yeah.
because the Republicans would have to vote against their own president, and they do not have. They don't care. Like, I don't think anyone in politics in America actually cares about anything.
Having trouble there, mate?
It's caught on my glasses.
What do you mean they don't care about anything?
Well, as in they care about getting
money.
re-elected.
They care about money,
And
power.
having a president, your own president, get.
What about Bernie? He cares.
Bernie cares, but you know Bernie would vote to impeach anyway. He's not the people who need to be swayed.
What about Arnie? He cares.
He doesn't get a vote to impeach.
Okay.
He's not a-
What about The Rock? Shouldn't he be the
Yeah,
president?
Mallory
cares?
Soon came up and said something awesome. She said, what about The Rock 2020? Which seems to be getting more legitimate every day.
It's actually Kid Rock 2020. Do you remember Kid Rock?
You sure?
Yeah, he was part of the Trump campaign.
Yeah, he wants to be a senator
Wiedemann?
now.
All right, okay.
Yeah, he's
Kid Rock the rapper?
He'll probably
He's-
win.
He's
Border, border, bang, da bang, diddy, diddy.
is that Kid Rock?
Is that Kid Rock?
I don't
hell's wrong with
I don't know any Kid Rock
That's like the
song,
one Kid Rock song.
but he's gonna try and be a senator.
I don't know
Sure
any
he
Watching
rock
his
songs
kid,
either.
but
It's called Bad Widderbar.
The Rock 2020, 100%. He's got my vote.
Mm.
Yeah, he would win in the biggest landslide since a really big landslide.
It's probably like a rock slide.
Oh, far out. That's like a Pokemon dude with everything. Don't hit
Wow.
the camera, please.
Wow.
Well done. Well
Now,
done.
speaking of landslide, topic over for Trump. Now,